Hey, Double J here. I want to explain to you that my experience from the 80s through today, whatever I learned back then, I apply today and it works. You have to tweak it a bit because now we're in the technical world. We're in more of the high-end digital technical world. So keep that in mind. So when you go someplace and you're doing an interview and you want to interview somebody, say outside, or you're in an office, or you're in their house, or just in a yard, you know, it makes good backgrounds to see what you got, you know, stuff like that too. They like the soft focus in the background, make it a little bit more cinematic, which is fine. But the thing with that is you have to make sure that when you're there interviewing and you want to make sure the focus is there, the audio is there, the lighting is in good shape, and you know, when your camera is rolling, you're getting all the information. But you don't know what you're missing before the camera rolls. Here's a bit of advice. When I go to any location, every time I go walk up, I'm rolling tape. Now, rolling tape is when the reels are rolling. Magnetic tape. There's a cartridge that has 2 reels in there and it rolls tape and it goes inside the camera or whatever you were using. And that was back in the 80s and some 90s. And then the card came in. So it's much easier to fill in the cards because it takes a lot of storage. So that would be great. So use it for the best of your knowledge how to work it. Know your camera very well, but start rolling right away before you even get to the place. I even roll sometimes while I'm in the car shooting down the street like I'm going to the place. Get some B-roll. That's not the primary footage. That is the B-roll, meaning that you have some stuff to cut away to. Well, we're at this location. We're at the stadium here, and you want to see the stadium how it looks. You don't want to just be on the 10-yard line or something like that and shooting somebody like that. I want to see the stadium. You know, I've seen so many times where I've been to dome fields, that they're standing right next to the door. It's like, well, I could be my front door of my house. You know, go to 2 blocks down the street and then show the stadium. You know, that would be good. So what you want to do is make sure you have some B-roll, but pre-roll is a good thing. All right. And the cards can fill up a lot. You can put a lot of files in there and file sizes. So go ahead and use them up. And it's worth it. Believe me, it's worth it. Between the equipment and technology through today, a lot of things I learned in the past, you bring it forward, and it still works today. So you just got to tweak it a little bit to make sure you're up to date with the latest in lenses, cameras, lighting, some audio, all that stuff. Always roll tape, always pre-roll, because if you do that, you're bound to get something that was spontaneous. And people don't understand that if you're going to recreate something that was spontaneous, it doesn't sound spontaneous. It doesn't sound natural. Get it before you lose it, okay? The settings can come right after that. I roll tape while I'm walking to the scene, all right? Then I put it on the tripod. I'm still rolling tape when I'm doing that, or still rolling or on record. That's what you say, record now. So on the tripod, I'm still recording. Then I'll take a zoom in, find the guy where he's sitting or standing. Focus is 1. The iris is 2. Making sure they get the right brightness. 3 would be the actual picture composition. Make sure that the headroom is about right and the sides are about right. That's good to know, because that's what you want to have. You want to have that comfortable, natural look that we all expect, because that's what all TV stations and most movies and other shows compose their picture. Okay, so you do that, the iris, the focus, the zoom, and the picture composition, and then the sound. Make sure you have sound. But before all that happens, while you're pre-rolling, you have a little microphone on the camera. Most every one of them do, and even the phone, and roll with that audio. It's not the best, but if he says something like, "Oh man, look at the ants everywhere, and I can't believe this," you let him try to recreate that, like I just did. It didn't look that natural, but I mean, the idea was that if you can catch it ahead of time, you have to do it again. There you go. How you like that? Now, one thing I want to talk about, and I'm really sorry about bringing this up. Are you ready? But a lot of people use their phones for YouTube, which is great because nearly everyone has a phone. Most of those phones have really good cameras. Okay, now that I've or set the mode here, now you got to think about when you're shooting something. It's somebody riding a horse and they fall off. Well, I don't see the horse anymore. I don't see the guy anymore who fell off, or the girl. I see your shoes. How many times have you watched a video that they're shooting the action, and the subject does something that really creates an excitement, and they drop the camera, and I'm seeing what kind of color tennis shoes they have. It's like, I have no desire to see that. I want to see the action. I want to see the event take place. I want to see what happens to the person after. There are about 30% of all videos end it because they either stopped it or something, and it's like, oh, I wanted to see what it was after. I don't want to see the ground or your shoes. I want to see what happened when that car crossed the railroad tracks, okay? And then you see it right when it hits the impact, and you see the phone drop. Now, if you're scared for your life, yes, do what you got to do to be safe. Don't ever go past that. I mean, you always want to know that you're actually out there getting video for other people to see. But if your life's involved where it could be in danger, we'd like you to go the other way. But if you got some footage that works for it, then great. If it doesn't, well, you're showing us a lot of pre-roll tape, but has no action in it. So try that best thing you can is hold the video and the camera, whether it's the phone or DSLR camera or whatever else you got. Keep it still. Do the best you can. Keep the pictures and action in the frame so we can all see it. That's what I wanted to tell you. Okay, working with the actors is coming up next week because of the fact that I have a tendency to have a good relationship with the actors. You know, men, women, you want to make sure that they know who you are, they feel comfortable when you're out there shooting them, and that you consider a lot what they do as a viable source of information. And that's why we're putting them on the screen right now. So do what you can. I appreciate that. And that's a wrap.